Hey soccer players, today's foundation is all about speed. Sure, in soccer you need to have great endurance. You need to be able to run for 90 minutes or less depending on your age and level. You obviously need great endurance, but speed is a great weapon to have in soccer. Now I hear from kids all the time where they're like, Coach, some kids are fast, some kids are not. And partly that's true. Genetics plays a lot in with fast twitch muscle fibers and things like that, but everyone can get faster than you are. And what it's done is through speed training. And a lot of people have misconceptions about speed training where they think you just go out and you run sprints all day. And obviously that's part of it, but the big thing is you have to improve your form. What I always tell my team all the time is you don't just start doing math problems, you have to learn how to do the math problems first. So we're going to learn on a couple basics on how to sprint in this sprint training 1, and then we're going to get faster and faster as we go. So first, let's go over a couple basics. So I'll turn sideways. When you're sprinting, let's clear up a couple misconceptions. All the time when we're walking, people land like this. They go heel, toe. We don't want heel, toe. You want to land much more on like the ball to the toes of your feet. So that way when you're landing, you're already sort of leaning a little bit forward. You don't want to be straight up. You want to be a couple degrees forward. And when you're running, you want your leg, almost pretend you're riding a bicycle, where you're thinking about making circular motions with your leg. When you're sprinting, your thigh gets up almost parallel to the ground. You land on that front of your foot, then you're whipping around. So you're sort of making circles. So I always tell everyone before sprinting, sort of just stand on one leg, work on your balance, and just sort of do this, try not to fall over like I just did. So sort of do this, you sort of warm it up, and obviously we'd be driving our arms. So when you're running with your arms bent, okay, 90 degrees, and you just drive those arms hard, okay? Where if you're doing this, your body's almost rocking back and forth a little bit because your arms are going. So just good, quick little warm up before every sprint drill. Now, big misconception a lot of people have. They want to lunge with these huge strides. In fact, that used to even be taught with speed training. But what they've done by sending people like Usain Bolt, who's the fastest person to ever live, they realize that shorter strides, more strides in a race, actually make you faster. So you want fast strides. So you're trying to make that circular motion as fast as you can. A great way then, once you sort of go through that and get your mind right, we're going to do 2 quick little things to sort of get our sprint motion right. The first one is called an A skip. Anyone's ever done track? This is basic. You sort of do a double skip, and while you're doing that double skip, your other leg is driving up. So you're driving that leg up to get that thigh parallel to the ground. So you're just going to skip. And while you're doing it, you don't have to go very far, but to make it good practice, you're going to want to drive that leg up with moving the arms. Do that for about a minute. Just really focus on driving that leg up. You do that for a minute, because the first thing in sprinting is driving your leg up. Second is then you're going to make that sort of bicycle motion to the ground. So we're going to do B skips. Once again, some of you have ever run track, you've seen these before. So it's the same thing. It's sort of that double hop on each foot. But while you're doing that, you're basically starting from here, and you're sort of pawing the ground. So it's sort of that like hop, hop, paw. Then you come back around. So you're getting your leg parallel, and you're really focused. You see some grass coming up from my feet. You're really focused on that, where it's dropping it down. Now, what I get from a lot of players sometimes is like, Coach, I can't bring my leg up. And that means your hamstring doesn't have the flexibility needed. You have to be flexible to be a good sprinter. So you do the B skip for about a minute. Now, with 3 cones, 20 yards, we're doing this for about 3 minutes. We're gonna make it a little more soccer-like, so no need to get in our sprinter starting blocks. We're not running the 100-meter dash. I'm gonna start on the ground, pop up, sprint. I have a cone at 10 yards and a cone at 20 yards. Why do I have that? The first 10 yards, you're really leaning forward as you're driving to get up to speed. And then after about 10 yards, you're at full speed. We're not straight up, but you're staying more vertical than before, and you should be at full speed. So when you're starting, your strike point is like out in front of you, of your foot. And then by about that 10-yard mark, it should be almost directly underneath your shoulders as you're in a more upright position, still slightly leaning forward. Do that for about 3 minutes. You sprint with everything you have through that blue cone. Don't stop early. Full speed through that blue cone, you walk back. With sprint work, it's very important to get a good break in between each. So, I'm going to start from the push-up position. Pretend you just got knocked over in the game where you slipped. They're breaking on you. You sort of sit. And what you're going to do is you're going to want to pop up and go. And you try to get up to full speed and get to the full speed, full sprint to that orange cone and drive all the way through the blue cone. So you're laying down. Go. Maybe put your hands on your head. Slowly walk back. For those who've never truly sprinted before, without laying on your heels, by laying on that ball of your foot forefront, it's gonna feel a little awkward the first couple times. Perfectly normal, just keep doing it until you get used to it. I'll show you one more time. You're on the ground. Go. Whew. Just a couple of them is tiring. Do your A skips for about a minute, your B skips for about a minute. Push-up sprints for about 20 yards. Make sure you accelerate through the final cone. Do that for about 3 with a good little rest in between each one. You do all that, you improve your sprinting technique, you become faster, you have some fun, and you get better.